And we are live. Welcome to another stream. We are cooking this year. And we are live. Just double checking. I'll just wait for a couple of people to join before I start. I've got a rant to go on today. All about this guy in the picture. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat. GM, GG, whatever acronym you want to use. Wherever you live in the world, we are live. It's not a usual time that I stream at as well, so I know a few people will be working, a few won't. Usual time that I... which is fair enough. Got a few joining. Welcome. All right, we have got some people in. This is good. Good man. Right, I'll get started. So I saw this on Instagram, and this was a reel of an 81-year-old guy. I can't remember if he was from the UK now or he was from the US. But anyway, I digress. This guy, let me just move on. So this guy was saying that the biggest con in life that he's realized at age 81 is working for 50 years, hating your job. I should have said working 50 years in a job you don't like, retiring at age 65 plus, could be later for some people. My retirement age officially, according to the UK government, when I get my state pension, is 68. And it's going to be 70, let's be honest. For my son, he's going to retire at 70 plus. Unlucky for him. Unless he starts a YouTube. And buys crypto. And the idea is that obviously you leave school, you're born, you go to school, you leave school, you go to college, go to uni, get a job, work for 50 years, then you retire at a ridiculous age. And can you enjoy your money? Can you enjoy your retirement with your declining health? Probably not. But it's the comment section that pissed me off. So this here is the comment section. And how do you provide for the things you want if you don't work for them? And this NPC here says, live cheap. Don't buy that pricey car. Get your flat screen TV off Facebook. Choose a profession which is flexible and which you enjoy. Don't buy the latest iPhone. Right? And I don't know if this is a UK thing. I presume they have it in the US. But the mentality is, and the NPC mentality is, in fact, let me just get a light on. There you go. You can see me now. So the NPC mentality is to downgrade, to save money. And in theory, by saving money, you can retire earlier. So don't buy your Starbucks. Do not eat out. Do not go on holiday or vacation. Buy everything secondhand. And you might, this should be underlined here, you might be able to retire earlier if you do all that, right? That's the scam that we have. And everybody in this particular reel was agreeing. You have to cut your costs. Why do the young people today need a Starbucks every day? Why do they need to go on holiday so much? Too many people eat out nowadays. I used to get my home cooked meals. Why should you do it? And that's what the boomers would say, right? So, and we're going to use a beautiful model here, which is Parker, the DeFi expert in the group. It's the side note here. I made it. My Sol USD CPU working well. I struggle with opening a new position. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. It works, but I'm worried. Not understanding the process properly. Hopefully, have you downloaded the free guide? Check that out that I've got. It explains some of the ways it works. I might be able to touch on that as well in the stream, but I don't have much time today. I just want to kind of go through this because it pissed me off. So, this is before. Decent car. I'm actually going to my local Italian restaurant tonight. Right? Having my favorite dish, spaghetti carbonara, right? And probably tomorrow I'll have a Starbucks. Shame on me. But according to the boomers, they want you to save money, and because you're going to retire early if you do, you got to swap your restaurant for your meal for one at Asda. Get rid of your car for something shitty to save money. And instead of your Starbucks, guess what? Have your instant coffee straight off Amazon. Because doing that is going to make you retire early. That's what they say, right? That's the NPC mentality. And I don't know how many people here have seen this. If you know what this is, just write it in the chat. I want to see how many people know what this specific reference is. If you know what it is, tell me. There will be about a 10-second delay, so I'll wait. And if you don't, maybe you're one of the people in this video. Anyone? Haha, we've got it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, this is a famous scene from one of the greatest movies of all time, and it is the basis for what everyone talks about, The Matrix, which is leaving the Matrix because everyone's plugged into it, and that's where the NPC kind of thing comes from. And this monologue is what Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne in the movie, good actor, great movie, says, and this is literally applicable to 99% of people in that thread and 99% of people today. The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. Until we do, these people are part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the system, they will fight to protect it. And their system is the Matrix. Their system is the 9 to 5. Their system is work for 50 years, retire at 65, and anything outside of that is a scam to them, right? So this is your NPC. Yeah, this is the typical 99% of people we know, unfortunately. And I spoke about this the other day. So 99% of these people, this is what they do. It's the good old pizza on a Friday because you feel valued at work. I voted. I support the current thing. Doom scrolling on the way to the job. And putting their cash in a massive, look at these rates. Look at these absolutely insane rates that you can get for saving in the UK. Insane. They're that insane. With the top one, you get 3.5% for a year and a max £300 a month. Oh, God. And there's a penalty if you withdraw anything. Right? That's how bad it is. But to the NPC, that is good. But if we drift over here and you show them, like I talked about the DeFi pools, we've already had a few guys commenting how they're making money. If you were to go to the NPC and show them, this is one of the guys in the group, or, the ones that I always show for me, or for anyone else that is doing it, even if you're making an extra $200, $300 a month, that ain't a lot off of the liquidity pool. You show them this, and it's either one or two answers. It's either this guy, man, that's crazy, catch the game last night, and the conversation continues, or it's this guy. I'm not saying it's a scam, but it's a scam. We actually just finished an onboarding call with one of the new guys in the group, and his other half thinks that what he's doing is a scam. He started liquidity pools, and it's a scam. That's what she thinks, because everyone is used to the norm, which is work 50 years, put your money in a shit savings account, and you may or may not lose money due to inflation. And this is the general public here, right? This is the general public. This is what they do. Go to work, 50 years, get your pizza on a Friday from your boss because you made him more money, vote for your favourite person that doesn't do anything, support the current thing, whatever that is in the news, put your money into a 3.5% savings account, and anything that is outside of the norm that you do not understand is obviously either ignored because they can't be bothered learning about it, or it's a scam. They'd rather do this. They'll just blank this liquidity pool out with this because that's more important to them, And generally, this is it. This is the angry NPC. So if you go back to the friend, this one here that says anything's a scam, and you show them how you've done in crypto liquidity pools after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever months. And this is it here. Angry NPC, anything that's not a 9 to 5 is a scam. Anyone making money online is a scam. It's always a scam. That's the first thing that people will always say. And I would say that in the UK, that is more apparent to me. People in the UK are very skeptical of anything, in my opinion, compared to, I think Americans are a bit more open to it from what I've seen over the years, what I've had calls with, people that have joined, the groups over the years, or people I've worked with. Americans tend to be a bit more ambitious and more kind of, let's go for it type of thing. Whereas, unfortunately, people from the UK aren't. And then again, if you've made some money online, this doesn't have to be crypto, by the way. It could be drop shipping, could be YouTube, could be anything. I guarantee if you ask someone that cannot see past their normal job or invest in anything other than a savings account with Halifax, they'll just do this every time. It's excuses, every time. And what's helped me then over the years get past this? This here. I was speaking to Jake before, and he keeps seeing me mention this book. This is one of the greatest books ever written. In fact, can I see it? It's here. This is it. This is it. The Millionaire Fastlane. This is the book that I read in 2020 on holiday in Greece. And this was the biggest wake-up call I had. This should literally be taught. Well, if it was taught at school, let's just be honest, a lot of people would just quit. Pavel says, can you just add yield to your pool? And is that easy to do? I'm not sure what you mean add yield, because you would find you say you started a pool, you find the pools. So on a side note, if you're on, I'll get up now. If you're talking about Orca, which is this platform, if you're talking about Orca specifically, you literally go on pools and then you find the pools. Obviously, the ones with the highest TVL, total value locked, has got the most people in, but there'll be the most people taking fees as well. So you may want to go, farther down to a pool like this, for example. And the specific one over 365 days is 135%. And again, you just set it up from here. Set your range, whatever you want that to be, over what you think it's going to stay in range for. We do have formulas for that in the group. And then you would set how much you're going to put in it and then connect your wallet. But again, it depends on what crypto you have, what risk appetite you have, and what you want to do. Do you want to earn USDC? Do you want to earn 2 cryptos? Do you want asset to asset? Do you want asset to stablecoin? Stablecoin's pointless, by the way. I know someone asked that on another thing. Absolutely pointless, because you may as well just stake it. So going back to this, keep questions coming, by the way. I can always divert from the main topic. This book talks about how you have got the NPCs in a traditional job, and unfortunately, a traditional job makes it harder for you to... Great book. Glad someone else has read it. It makes it harder for you to leave the matrix, if that makes sense. Because what it explains is, let's just say, it always uses the, no offense to on here who is, it uses the example of a mechanic. So if you're a mechanic in a garage, you can only service people within a certain geographical area. And so that's where you get your customers from. And 2, you can only service so many cars that you do a day. So when you finish work, you're not working. You're not making money. How many cars can you do a week? I don't know, 10. And that is the limit of you getting your money. So to get in the fast lane, as this talks about, and I've seen this guy before with the alpacas or llamas. The fast lane is, you've got to look past that and think, right, I need to gain the largest customer base possible. So you think about YouTube, that's millions of people. And 2, how can I create a product or a service that I can make money in my sleep? Now, obviously, if you have a YouTube channel, people watch YouTube 24/7. AdSense will pay you for the views when you're asleep. You can have memberships. You can sell books. You can sell PDFs. You can do drop shipping, for example, and your customer base will be wide. Crypto, we talk about DeFi pools. This is what the channel's about. DeFi pools, prints while you're asleep, And that is what this book is trying to convince, the angry NPC, which is here. This guy needs to read this. And the NPC originally up here on this comment needs to think about. And then again, this is it. Take action with something and stick to it. Because all the NPCs are going to do is this. All the NPC is going to do is this. And they think the cheat code to retiring early, leaving the 9 to 5, earning extra money a month is this, which is, in my opinion, a load of shit. I want to still drink Starbucks. I still want to go to my favorite restaurant like I am tonight and have my favorite dish, which is spaghetti carbonara, and have my favorite dessert, which is tiramisu. I don't want to have anything like a shitty microwave meal from Asda. No offense to anyone that does. You know, obviously, if your lifestyle is buying Gucci suits, buying Louis Vuitton bags, and expensive sneakers or trainers, then that's obviously dumb, right? That's obviously dumb. But in no way, shape, or form is the mentality that you get in a Starbucks in the morning, instead of getting a Starbucks in the morning, there's no way you cutting out a Starbucks is going to make you retire early or earn you any extra income, you know, or save you anything that is worth saving. It just isn't happening. And why be miserable, right? Why downgrade your life from going to your favorite restaurant, eating out, having an okay car, to eating this, driving this, and drinking Amazon instant coffee? Because you ain't going to feel better doing that at all. I mean, I didn't know. I tried to find the cheapest coffee possible. I didn't even know that Amazon sold coffee. But now you know. So if you want shit, cheap coffee, go on Amazon. I don't know how much this is. Probably about $2, $3. Right? So if this person, this NPC in the comments, actually tried something new, and again, it doesn't have to be this, but obviously this channel's crypto. Obviously, I talk about DeFi pools. So I'm going to suggest that they try this. You know, if this was a drop shipping channel, they'd suggest drop shipping. You know, if it was a trading channel, they'd suggest trading. But just cutting your expenses to living like, you know, living on beans on toast and instant coffee and literally making your life worse, for me, is not the way to go. I don't know about anybody else in the chat, but that is not the way to do it, right? And just like this guy says here, cash flow is king. Even if you can do something, and again, you don't have to do liquidity pools, even if you're just selling the dumb shit you've bought, the Gucci tracksuit or whatever, if you're selling all these off on Vinted, there's a guy, I don't know if he's in the chat now, that just joined the group. He sold Pokemon cards, quite expensive ones. I sold some years ago and earned a decent amount. Nothing massive, you know, a few hundred quid, but whatever you can do to get your income up, that is the thing. You know, let's be honest, whatever government is in the UK or the US, they don't have your best interest at heart. So as much as they'll say they'll lower this and lower that, you need to be in control of your own life, you know. But being in control of your own life does not mean living shit, right? If you love getting that coffee in the morning, just get it. You know, if you love going to your local Italian like me, go. Right? You need to focus and think in 2026, what can I do to get this income up and take action with it? Because I guarantee there's going to be some idiots that watch that reel that guy did, that 81-year-old guy, and they'll probably take the advice of what that person said and cut out loads of stuff. And I guarantee they're going to have a worse 2026 by cutting out the stuff they like actually doing and enjoying than the guy that actually sits down, possibly reads this book, or takes action, because this is a crypto channel, with liquidity pools, possibly, maybe getting rid of some shit coins and buying decent ones. I don't know. But this whole January, I've just been trying to do videos that make people take 2026 as the year of doing something. Because I've tried with my friends, and I guarantee none of them are watching this. I've tried with my friends. I've tried and said, look, you need help with YouTube. You need help with crypto. You need help with making money online. Anything. You know, I've had 5 years of doing this, and I've had many other years trying a lot of these things online. And you just have to try them and stick to them. Because if you don't, then a year will go past and I'll probably post the exact same thing in the group again, the group chat. This year, 2027, if anyone wants any help on X, Y, Z, and I'll get the exact same answer, in which at the moment is pretty much this one here. This guy here with the barbecue saying, that's crazy, I catch the game last night. That's the answer I get. And I just hope that one of my friends sees this, gets pissed off at me saying it, and actually tries something, but probably not, because, you know, they're probably going to watch Netflix tonight and see what happens to this, you know? And then it's on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. That's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately, with people this year so far. Put any questions you got in the chat. Like I said, the one that I show quite often is this. The other one you can try out is VFAT, which is what we share a lot. This one. I am going to try, I'm going to set up a new pool on here. I actually messed up bad because I sent my key. I sent not all of it, but I sent some Keter to the wrong address and lost about $1,000 worth of Keter when I was trying to set up a pool on here. So I'm going to try and set up another Keter pool on here. But all you do is you go on VFAT, go on farms or pools, and then you can filter 5,991 pools that are offering yield. Some are shit, some are really good, some are in between. Again, don't ask me, Matt, what pool should I use, because there's 5,991. I don't know what you own. I don't know what chain you want. I don't know what your goal is. I don't know what your risk tolerance is. So there's a lot of variables in there, you know. I don't know what your knowledge base is. I don't know if you know how to interact with this. You need to have a wallet. It could be MetaMask. Here we go. Andy, if you go outside your range, does your pool not pay out? No. So what you can do is you can either rebalance the pool or you can wait for it to go back in range. So, for example, it depends how well you know your coin as well. Some people know the coins. So, and, you know, if it's a shit pool, a shit coin, for example, it's probably going to be more volatile. So if it's dipped out of range, it could dip back in range quickly. So you may want to leave it. I've had that before where I've gone to bed and a pool has gone out of range. Then I've woke up and it's back in, because it literally could be on the cusp of it. So, for example, I've got a Solana USD pool, and Solana, I rebalanced it, but I think it might have been here. So I think the lower end of my pool might have been 130. So you can see where it dipped under to 125, but then it went back in at 131. That's an example of it dipping in and out, and then here it'll be in between it. But it will not pay out fees unless it's in the range. So that's why, in theory, you aim to try and keep it in range as long as possible, just so it's earning those fees. Because if you're just keep rebalancing to try and get that tighter range, it's not ideal, to be honest with you. Not ideal. So you want to try and keep it going for, obviously, you want it to do it as long as possible, but, you know, few weeks would be decent, and it is possible. And the good thing is, like I've said before, with pretty much every coin, if I'm honest with you, is down, right? So if you were getting into liquidity pools, like if I entered this Solana USD pool a year ago at $262, it would have been a bit stupid because that is the very top of the market, you know, and then obviously it went down straight after that. But now it's kind of back down again. It's half price than it was. So in my opinion, that's why I am accumulating Solana. XRP you've been holding for years. There are some XRP pools out there. If that's what you're looking at doing. I know guys that have been using XRP pools. Again, it depends on your risk tolerance. Depends what you want to do. We had a call with another guy, and he had Cardano, and he was basically sick of Cardano because he didn't believe in it anymore. It's not done anything, and it's not really good to use in pools, Cardano, just because of the way the chain is. It's not very compatible with pools. So what this guy decided to do was just get rid of it, but not get rid of it for another coin. And we never tell people what coins to buy because it's not that type of, you know, support. It's all about supporting people in looking at what assets you've got, looking at what pools and farms are available, and looking which ones you can enter and, you know, what ranges suit you. And at the end of the day, it's your decision what you do. But anyway, this guy decided that with his Cardano, he was going to sell it for USDC. It's basically like cashing out in a way, but then he was using his USDC to enter a pool because you can enter a lot of these pools with, you know, whatever coin you want. So, you know, he wanted to enter a USDC. I think it was an ETH pool he wanted to enter. So then that just basically meant that he could get happy again because he got rid of this, watched it go all the way up. It's been doing nothing. So he thought, you know what? I'm going to put my Cardano, well, the few $1,000s of Cardano that I've got to work and make it print for me and make some money, you know? And that's why a lot of people are turning to DeFi, to be honest with you, because they're sick of watching the market do nothing. And like me, I want to put something. I wanted to put something in action. I want to see it do something. And I'm going to be adding more of my crypto slowly to liquidity pools as we go forward. But this is what I was sick of seeing, and I'm sure you guys here are sick of seeing this. Bull market peak indicators still says hold, and people are saying, you know, where's the altcoin season? Because this guy held Cardano all the way up here in 2021, got to $3 nearly, hit a low of 25 cents, peaked a bit to $1, but still never got back to that all-time high, and he's sick of nothing happening. Keto pool. Yeah, I'm going to get into a keto pool, I think. But like I said, you need to be very, very careful because even, well, I say someone like me, I was rushing, which is the dumbest thing to do, and sent it to the wrong address. So be very careful when you enter any pools. Test it with a small amount. And like I said, you can see if I'm talking, you know, if I'm talking shit. All you need to do is just try it yourself. That's what we say to everyone. Just try it yourself. So if you think, oh, back to, you know, the MPC presentation that I did, this is what the MPC is going to think when you show them. If you think this about anything I'm saying, you don't have to join the group. You don't have to join the community. You don't have to watch any other video that I do. You can literally just try it. You know, the websites are out there. I've told you them a million times. Go out and try it. If you need more help with it, just like at the gym, if you need a PT, book a call with us, join the group, be on your way. Weekly calls, weekly support. That's what we're there for. If you don't want to do that, that's fair enough. You know, that's why it's good. So, but that's it for me anyway today. So, hope you enjoy the content. If you want to download my DeFi guide, feel free. If you like the content, like, subscribe. I've just answered this. We're in the bear market. When coins are down, liquidity will be entering. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, the best time to enter liquidity pools is the bear market or when stuff's going sideways, because you can accumulate cheaper in theory. So anyway, yeah, cheers for watching, guys. Got to shoot. See you all very soon.